Have you or someone you love been forgetting names, repeating stories, or feeling lost in familiar places? These may seem like normal signs of aging, but they could be your brain's early cry for help. Dementia doesn't begin with a dramatic event. It starts with small, quiet changes that often go unnoticed until it's too late. In this urgent report, we'll reveal the 10 early signs of dementia that doctors say you should never ignore. Because the truth is, early detection can slow the disease, improve quality of life, and in some cases, even reverse the damage. Whether you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, this video is for you. We'll also break down the causes of dementia, what symptoms might actually be treatable, and how simple lifestyle changes can help protect your brain for years to come. Stay with us, this could save a life. Number 1. Trouble with visual spatial skills. One of the most overlooked, but potentially dangerous, early signs of dementia is trouble with visual and spatial skills. This isn't just about blurry vision or needing new reading glasses. It's a deeper issue involving how the brain interprets what the eyes are seeing. People may begin to have difficulty recognizing familiar faces, judging how far away objects are, or reading even with proper eyewear. This decline in spatial awareness can make simple, everyday tasks feel confusing or even unsafe. Imagine reaching for a cup and knocking it over because you misjudged its distance. Or worse, trying to cross the street and miscalculating how close a car is. For many, it starts subtly, tripping over a curb they didn't notice, having trouble parking a car, or mistaking a shadow for an object. They might also struggle to follow maps, navigate familiar routes, or even recognize their own reflection. As these incidents build up, they're often blamed on clumsiness or age, but they may actually be early signs of brain-related decline. This is especially serious for seniors who still drive or live independently, as the risk of injury increases significantly. If you or someone you care about begins showing these types of spatial or visual difficulties, don't brush it off. Bring it up with a healthcare provider immediately. It may not be dementia, but if it is, catching it early can make all the difference in staying safe, maintaining independence, and slowing the progression of the disease. Number 2. Losing track of time or place. Another early and often overlooked warning sign of dementia is losing track of time or place. While it's common for anyone to occasionally forget what day it is, people in the early stages of dementia may experience a much deeper disorientation. They might forget the season, the month, or even the year. Some may find themselves waking up in the middle of the night thinking it's morning, or getting dressed for work when they've been retired for years. Others may suddenly feel confused about where they are, even in familiar places like their own neighborhood or a family member's home. One of the most alarming red flags is not remembering how they got somewhere. For example, they may go out for a walk and forget the way back, or arrive at the grocery store but have no idea how they got there. This confusion can be deeply frightening and may cause panic, especially if they're alone. These incidents don't just disrupt routines, they can put someone in real danger. Imagine getting lost while driving or wandering outside in bad weather. These are not just signs of aging, they are serious symptoms of cognitive decline that should never be ignored. If you notice this happening, whether it's to yourself or someone close to you, it's time to seek professional evaluation. With early intervention, safety plans can be put in place, and in some cases, the underlying cause may even be treatable. Awareness truly is the first step toward protection. Number 3. Loss of interest in hobbies or social activities. A subtle but significant early sign of dementia is the loss of interest in hobbies or social activities. This isn't simply boredom or a passing mood, it's a gradual withdrawal from things that once brought joy, purpose, and connection. You may notice a loved one who used to enjoy gardening, painting, or attending church no longer shows interest or even refuses to participate. They might stop going to family gatherings or avoid conversations altogether, choosing instead to isolate themselves. While this behavior can sometimes be mistaken for depression or fatigue, there's often something deeper happening. Dementia affects not only memory but also motivation and how the brain processes social and environmental stimulation. Activities that once felt energizing may now seem confusing, overwhelming, or just not worth the effort. Even making small talk can become mentally exhausting. Friends and family might think the person is being distant, but in reality, they may be struggling internally, unable to keep up with conversation or follow group dynamics. If you notice someone becoming unusually quiet, disinterested, or detached from the world around them, it's time to pay close attention. This kind of emotional and social withdrawal is one of the brain's earliest signs of decline, and it often shows up long before more obvious memory loss. Early intervention can provide support and treatment that preserves quality of life. Don't wait until it becomes isolation. Recognizing this change early could help reconnect them to the things they love before they slip too far away. Number 4. Decreased ability to focus or stay engaged. Another early warning sign of dementia is a noticeable decline in focus and mental engagement. This often starts subtly. Maybe they begin reading a book but can't follow the storyline, or they start cooking a meal but lose track of steps halfway through. It's more than just occasional distraction. For someone in the early stages of dementia, concentrating on tasks that once felt simple, like following a recipe, managing a conversation, or even watching a TV show, can become a real struggle. You might notice they begin a task, get distracted, and then forget what they were doing entirely. They may lose their train of thought mid-sentence or seem unusually overwhelmed by routine instructions. This change can be frustrating and embarrassing, leading many to cover it up or avoid tasks altogether. The underlying reason? Dementia gradually disrupts the brain's ability to filter out distractions and stay mentally organized. This makes it difficult to focus, follow through, or juggle multiple steps, skills most daily tasks require. For seniors who pride themselves on independence, this symptom can be particularly painful. They may feel like they're slipping but can't explain why. Loved ones may interpret this as laziness or forgetfulness, but it's often the early stages of cognitive decline. If you're noticing a pattern of lost focus or incomplete tasks, especially when it wasn't an issue before, it's time to take it seriously. Early medical evaluation can help determine whether it's dementia or another treatable condition like depression, vitamin deficiency, or medication side effects. Number 5. Struggling to find the right words. One of the most telling early signs of dementia is struggling to find the right words during everyday conversation. It's more than forgetting a name or occasionally searching for a phrase. This goes deeper. People may stop mid-sentence, visibly frustrated, as if the word they need has vanished. Instead of saying watch, they might say that hand clock thing, or they may insert completely unrelated words that don't make sense in the context. These word-finding difficulties can make even casual conversation exhausting, for both the speaker and the listener. The person may avoid talking altogether, fearing embarrassment or misunderstanding. Family members may mistake this for disinterest, but the truth is, the brain is misfiring in areas responsible for language. Over time, conversations that once flowed easily start to feel strained or confusing. And when people can't express their thoughts, it often leads to emotional withdrawal, loneliness, and frustration. This symptom can be particularly heartbreaking for loved ones to witness, especially when the individual was once a great storyteller or communicator. If you notice someone consistently struggling to name everyday objects, mislabeling things, or losing their place mid-conversation, don't assume it's just old age. These subtle language changes are often among the earliest cognitive signs of dementia. Early detection and support, whether through speech therapy, brain health interventions, or medical evaluation, can make a world of difference. Don't wait until communication breaks down completely. Recognizing this pattern early could help preserve both clarity and connection in the years ahead. Number 6. Repeating questions or stories. A common but often overlooked early sign of dementia is repeating the same questions or stories, often within minutes, without realizing it. This isn't just forgetfulness, it's a deeper disruption in how the brain stores and retrieves recent information. For example, someone might ask, "Did I tell you what happened at the store yesterday?" Even though they've already told that story 2 or 3 times that same day. At first, it may seem harmless or even humorous, but when it happens regularly, it signals something more serious. The brain is failing to record new memories properly, so recent conversations feel brand new every time. This can be incredibly frustrating for caregivers and loved ones, especially when they feel like they're stuck on a loop. However, it's important to respond with patience, not criticism. For the person experiencing it, they genuinely believe it's the first time they've said it. Over time, this behavior may escalate, repeating the same question multiple times within a short conversation, or forgetting they even asked it. This is a red flag for early cognitive decline, especially when combined with other symptoms like disorientation or language struggles. If this pattern becomes frequent, it's not something to brush off or joke about, it's time to seek a professional evaluation. Catching this early could lead to interventions that help improve memory function or slow the progression of dementia. Awareness, patience, and early action can make all the difference in supporting someone through these subtle but powerful changes. Number 7. Mood swings or personality changes. One of the most emotionally challenging early signs of dementia is a sudden shift in mood or personality. This isn't about someone simply having a bad day. It's about noticeable changes that feel out of character, like a normally calm and cheerful person becoming angry, irritable, anxious, or suspicious without warning or clear cause. You may see them lash out over small issues, withdraw from conversations, or express irrational fears, believing others are stealing from them or talking behind their back. While these changes can be upsetting for family and friends, they're often rooted in what's happening inside the brain. As dementia progresses, it affects areas that regulate emotions and behavior, making it harder to process feelings or respond appropriately to stress. These mood swings can happen quickly and unpredictably, catching loved ones off guard. It's also common for the person to have no awareness of their change in behavior. What makes this sign particularly important is how it impacts relationships. Spouses, children, and friends may feel confused or even hurt by the shift, not realizing it's part of a larger cognitive decline. If you've noticed unusual irritability, paranoia, or emotional withdrawal, especially in someone who was previously steady and kind, it's time to take action. These are not just signs of aging or stress, they may be neurological. Early evaluation can confirm whether dementia is the cause and help everyone involved begin appropriate care, support, and communication strategies. Emotional changes are hard, but identifying them early makes a difference. Number 8. Difficulty adjusting to change. Another early but often misunderstood sign of dementia is an increasing difficulty adjusting to change. While most people prefer routines, individuals in the early stages of cognitive decline may experience intense stress or confusion even with minor changes to their environment or schedule. A different route to the store, a new caregiver, or rearranged furniture can feel overwhelming and disorienting. You might notice strong resistance to trying new things or frustration when routines shift even slightly. This isn't just stubbornness, it's the brain struggling to process and adapt to new information. Dementia affects the areas responsible for memory, orientation, and decision-making, making unfamiliar situations feel threatening or chaotic. A person who was once spontaneous and easygoing might now insist on doing everything exactly the same way, every single day. They may grow visibly anxious or even upset when faced with a new face, a different breakfast, or a rescheduled appointment. In some cases, this resistance can lead to emotional outbursts or social withdrawal, as they try to protect themselves from the confusion they're experiencing internally. For caregivers and family members, this behavior can be frustrating, but it's important to understand the neurological root of it. If you observe a loved one becoming unusually rigid, anxious, or resistant to even small changes, it may be an early signal of dementia, not just a preference for routine. Recognizing this sign early allows for a more compassionate response and opens the door to medical evaluation, support systems, and strategies to create a stable, comforting environment. Number 9. Trouble solving simple problems. Struggling with simple, everyday problems is another early warning sign of dementia, and one that often slips under the radar. At first, it may seem like someone is just a little disorganized or distracted. But if tasks like balancing a checkbook, following a recipe, or managing appointments become unusually difficult, it could point to something deeper. These activities rely on planning, sequencing, and memory, functions that are among the first to be affected by cognitive decline. For example, a person who used to cook effortlessly may now skip steps or forget ingredients, leading to poorly prepared meals. Bills that were once paid on time may start piling up, not out of neglect, but because the process of managing them has become confusing or overwhelming. Even deciding what to wear for the day can feel like too many steps. This decline in problem-solving skills can cause a person to feel embarrassed or frustrated, prompting them to avoid these tasks entirely, leading to more issues down the road. Family members often dismiss these behaviors as stress, aging, or laziness, but they may signal the early stages of dementia. The brain is quietly losing its ability to process tasks that require order and logic. If you notice someone struggling with things they once did confidently and independently, it's time to take action. Seeking early medical guidance can lead to better treatment, improved daily functioning, and peace of mind. These small signs, when caught early, can change the trajectory of a person's life. Number 10. Frequent memory lapses. Frequent memory lapses, especially involving short-term memory, are one of the most common and recognizable early signs of dementia. But there's a big difference between normal forgetfulness and memory loss linked to cognitive decline. Everyone forgets where they place their keys from time to time. But forgetting what the keys are for, or how to use them, signals something far more serious. In early dementia, a person may regularly forget recent events, appointments, or conversations, even ones that just happened a few minutes ago. They may ask the same question repeatedly, not realizing they've already asked it. You might notice them misplacing items in strange places, like putting a wallet in the fridge or keys in a shoe, and then being unable to retrace their steps. These moments can be deeply frustrating and even frightening, especially when the person begins to realize something isn't right. At first, they may try to cover it up or laugh it off, but over time, these memory gaps start interfering with daily life. Loved ones often assume this is just part of getting older, but it's more than that. It's a warning sign the brain is struggling to form and store new memories. If these memory issues become frequent or begin affecting routine tasks, it's essential to consult a healthcare professional. Early diagnosis can open up options for treatment, memory support tools, and care planning. Recognizing these lapses for what they truly are isn't just helpful, it can be life-changing. What to do if you notice these signs? If you've recognized one or more of these warning signs in yourself or someone you care about, the most important step is this: don't ignore them. Dementia doesn't always announce itself loudly, it often begins with small, quiet changes that slowly build over time. That's why early detection is so crucial. Start by keeping a symptom diary. Note down what you observe, when it happens, and how often. This simple step can help identify patterns that might otherwise be dismissed. Next, encourage a medical evaluation. A qualified healthcare provider can perform cognitive screenings and order tests to assess memory, focus, and reasoning. It's essential to rule out other causes too, such as thyroid disorders, vitamin B12 deficiency, medication side effects, or depression, all of which can mimic dementia symptoms and may be treatable. In fact, some forms of dementia, especially those related to infections, medications, or nutritional deficiencies, can be reversed if caught early. Acting now can lead to better treatment options, more time to plan for the future, and the chance to preserve quality of life. Early action is not just about managing disease, it's about protecting dignity, independence, and hope. Can you prevent dementia? While not all forms of dementia can be prevented, science is clear on one thing: your daily habits have a powerful impact on brain health. You can't change your genetics or stop the clock from ticking, but you can reduce your risk by making smart, consistent lifestyle choices. Start with regular physical activity. Even a 30-minute walk each day can improve blood flow to the brain and help protect against cognitive decline. Eat a brain-healthy diet, like the Mediterranean or Mind diet, rich in leafy greens, berries, nuts, fish, and healthy fats. Keep your mind sharp through mental stimulation, read books, learn a new language, play music, or solve puzzles. Challenge your brain the way you would your muscles. Prioritize quality sleep, as your brain clears toxins and consolidates memories during deep rest. And don't ignore chronic health conditions. Managing diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol can significantly reduce your risk of dementia later in life. Remember this powerful truth: you can't control everything, but you can control how you support your brain every single day. Make brain health a daily priority. Your future self will thank you. Dementia doesn't begin with a dramatic moment. It creeps in through small, quiet changes, until one day, they're impossible to ignore. But the good news? You don't have to wait for it to get worse. If you've noticed any of these signs in yourself or someone close to you, take action now. A simple conversation with a healthcare provider could delay, manage, or even reverse what's happening, especially if caught early. Which of these signs surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, watch my previous video. Avoid these 7 deadly sleep habits immediately. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. It could save a life.